Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Williams Road to Glory. Today we're here for the Monaco Grand Prix and we're doing it in cockpit view for something different here today and part of a wider challenge because cockpit view is not going to be the only thing here today. There is going to be some rain sprinkled in this weekend, and with that rain I'm using a new spray mod which basically creates a lot more spray and it's much more realistic. Like for example, when you watch real life F1 in the rain, the amount of spray that gets generated, you can't see anything in that spray. That's what it's going to be like in this race, driving in cockpit view. So it's going to be a massive challenge and I'm very excited. I'll leave the mods as always linked down below, guys, so go check them out. If you have F1 on PC, you can give them a go and let me know what you think. But as always, if you missed a previous episode at Spain, I'll leave that one linked up in the top right, round 3. This is now round 4. And yeah, we're going to jump into Monaco and see if we can try and extend our championship lead. So as always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's try and hit over 1,000 likes on this episode. And we're very close now to 61,000 subs. So let's keep that support going, guys. And yeah, let's get Monaco underway. So we jump into the weekend, and as you can see on the weather forecast, the rain has been confirmed for the race. So pretty much from start to finish, it's going to be rain in Monaco. So the spray mod is going to be quite fun and make things quite spicy. We look at the performance chart. Mercedes are out front and more dominant than ever, pretty much. We haven't brought any upgrades this race, but we do have some in the pipeline, as Ferrari also brings some upgrades. 2 minor ones for us, which should be on the car at the end of this episode, and we're going to hopefully add some more at the end of this video. So yeah, jumping into practice this weekend, I'm also using the Golf McLaren livery for the McLaren team. So if we see them on track, you'll be seeing the Golf livery for them. So yeah, absolutely beautiful livery, and I was really keen to use it, at least for this race. And after practice, we scored a decent amount of R&D points, which took our total well over 1,000. And we now move into qualifying 1 here at Monaco, and we're going to see if we can have a pretty smooth weekend. My pace isn't as good around here as it usually is with TCAM, hence why the cockpit view is a bit more of a challenge. And you can see here we join the action straight away, throwing the car into to back and the swimming pool section. Of course, also we have the strict corner cutting limits as well, so plenty of challenges for us to deal with this weekend, and it's going to make what would usually be quite an easy race quite challenging. So as you can see, at the end of our first lap in Q1, we go P1 actually, and straight to the top of the timesheets with a 107.5, I believe. I then went for a cool down lap and then sent it on a second time lap. But right here, I just brushed the wall on the exit of Casino and give myself wing damage. So that's going to be the end of our lap. And Hamilton currently fastest. I didn't have to go out again and was safe, and actually a 107.9, so not 0.5, 107.9 was our lap at the end of Q1. George Russell in P6 as well, so the car looking pretty competitive here. In Q2, we tried luck on the medium tyres, and straight away into the back, I carried way too much speed, hit the wall on the right, and got a right front puncture. Very lucky to not break the car suspension and end my qualifying. So we're going to box and get rid of these tyres, and with about 2 minutes to go, we're going to get one chance at this on the soft. So here we go. Down towards turn 1, we're going to brake as the white board above the kind of Monaco sponsor ends. That's your reference. Down to 4th gear, aggressive on the inside curb. Try to get the traction down. Up towards Massenet 5th, then down to 4th gear. Pick up a late apex to open up the right-hander of Casino. Full commitment over the hill, trying to hold onto the back end as we plunge downhill into Mirabeau. Bit wide there, missing the apex. As we then head into the Lowe's hairpin, 1st gear corner, nice and aggressive on that inside curb to get some rotation. Then through here as well, just tapping that inside curb for a bit of front end turning. Portier, very important to not touch the inside curb through that one because it does destabilize the car. Really focus on your exit as we go flat out through the tunnel. Nouvelle chicane, 100 meter board down to 3rd, possibly 2nd gear depending on your preference. Make sure you short shift out of here to really make sure you get that traction. To back, 1 downshift, tip the nose in, flat out through swimming pool part 1, 2 downshifts and a lift through swimming pool part 2, and then Rascas, 1st gear, late apex, a little bit too late in this case, I ran a bit wide, and then the final corner, 3rd gear, trying to get a bit closer to the inside kind of guardrail, and then running up to the line, DRS open, we go P2 with a 1 minute 8.0, so not my best lap, a 10th slower actually than my Q1 time, but still enough to see us move into Q3. And George Russell joins us in P6. Verstappen there, P10 on the bubble, and both Mercedes cars are in a 1-2 position right now with a 1 minute 7.3. So Merc looking pretty ominous and strong here today as we move into the Q3 session. This was the end of my first time lap, and we've got 2 fresh sets of soft tyres remaining, and we're leaving nothing, on the table here. We're giving it everything on this final Q3 session. We run across the line, we go P3 with a 1 minute 7.6, which is my best lap of the weekend so far by about 3/10. P3 for now, Hamilton P1, Bottas P2, but we're now going to move on to my final lap of qualifying, a lap in which I was very, very happy with. So let's enjoy it here at Monaco. And there we go then, purple sector 3, but unfortunately there was a bit of a lap time glitch. So I'm going to try and explain this in 10 seconds, but long story short, I went out last, which means normally the AI would have completed their laps. It turns out they actually went for back-to-back consecutive lap times, which has never happened before and something I've never really seen. And because of that, their second lap, which happened once I finished mine and the session was officially over, because it happened during a transition black screen, they set some kind of inconsistent and buggy lap time. So for example, George Russell 1 minute 7.4, that was nowhere all weekend. Pierre Gasly P1 with a 1.7.2, and for reference, the Mercs managed to do a 0.3 in Q2. So Mercedes slightly off the pace, but we finished in P5 with a 1.75. I'm really, really happy with my lap. I didn't really think there was much more time in it, and maybe a high 4, but that would have been absolutely it. So yeah, decent enough. P5 in Monaco for us. Pierre Gasly P1 for Red Bull, and George Russell on the front row. So a very, very strong performance from us as a team, and both cars in the top 5. But let's see if we can turn it around and try and get to that podium in the race. And in terms of the driver rivalry, Hamilton does outscore us after qualifying, and we then look at the driver acclaim and we gain a little bit from that, but generally not much to change things. And yeah, that is it for qualifying. We now move into the race.
Nelson Piquet once said that driving the Circuit de Monaco was like riding a bicycle around your living room, and it's not hard to see what he means by that. There's no more prestigious a Grand Prix victory than Monaco, but also none so challenging. We already see the lowest average speeds of the season here at the Circuit de Monaco, and they'll be even lower in the difficult conditions today. 19 corners make up this famous 2-mile track, and with the rain, it'll be even harder than usual to get that critical heat into the tyres. Don't be surprised if we see a safety car at some point during the Grand Prix. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Martinez, Alexander Albon, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Ocon, Stroll, and Carlos Sainz. De Vries, Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty, Sergio Perez, and Kvyat, Magnussen, Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Roman Grosjean, Verstappen, and Nobuharu Matsushita. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay guys, here we are then in the race for the Monaco Grand Prix. Both cars in the top 4. George Russell starts from 2nd place on the grid on the front row, and we're starting from 4th place. Now, for this race, we have a special mod in place, and it's a realistic rain spray mod. So it's going to make things very difficult for me to see, even more difficult than they already are. So this is going to be the ultimate challenge here today with the strict corner cutting limits on the 110 AI in cockpit view in this rain. So yeah, Monaco doesn't come easy, and that's part of the reason why we've done it this way, and I can't wait. Now in terms of strategy, we're going to roll the dice. The rain is here for the entire race, therefore I've actually underfueled the car by 3 laps. I'm going to go a bit further and go 3.5. I feel like the car's quite efficient and we can save fuel quite easily. We're going to be in lead most of the race anyway, so we're going to do that. The car is going to be quite light, therefore we can be aggressive at the start, and we need to try and get ourselves onto that podium. So let's jump into it. Leave a like if you're excited, and let's see what happens at Monaco. Okay, here we go. Let's see what kind of start we get. Lean revs for the start here. Lights out, away we go. Not a bad start actually, we get away reasonably well. Gonna try and cover the inside straight away here as Albon tries to go around our outside. Steady on the throttle here. Luckily it's not heavy rain, so the rain won't be, you know, terrible, but you can see there's a lot of rain. To say we're on inters, a lot more rain than you usually see in these conditions. I mean, I'm struggling for visibility already, so yeah, good start from us. Gasly is the way though. Russell's held on to his 2nd place. Bottas still P3, and we're still P4 now. So 78 laps, of course, in real life, but we're going to go for 39 here today, which is still a hell of a lot, pretty much 40 laps. It does take a while to get this race done. I'm really struggling already to see the Armco on the outside between the steering wheel blocking my vision and then the spray. I can't actually see properly, so this is going to be a hell of a challenge as we go flat out through the tunnel. It's going to take me a few laps, I think, to really get used to the conditions here. And of course, strict corner cutting limits, so turn 1 and the Nouvelle chicane, as you just saw there, you know, those can be cut as we struggle for grip through the swimming pool section here. Just trying to see if I can get into a rhythm in this race. So I'm going to go ahead and focus now, so I'll get back to you guys once I'm feeling a bit more comfortable and in my element.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
Okay, so it's actually heavy rain right now, so things could get a bit worse. That's interesting. I've started to find a bit of pace now. We've settled into the race. We've got a healthy gap to the cars behind, and about the same gap to Bottas ahead, purple sector 3. So we're looking pretty decent now. Now it's all about trying to fight and make our way forwards and see if we can close the gap to Bottas and trying to line up for some overtakes. Whenever I get close to Bottas at a medium to high speed, I just can't see a damn thing. The rain is getting heavier. Like right now you can't even see Bottas's car pretty much. Visibility so poor. We set a fastest lap though, so pace is starting to look good. Russell's struggling for a bit of pace, but that's okay on Monaco. He can get away with that. Hopefully I can pass Bottas and pass George, and then he can hold on to that P3. That would be the ideal outcome in this race. Pretty close to Valtteri through here, but I struggle to get traction down, it seems, compared to the AI. I don't really have that confidence on the rear to really go for those moves. Not quite sure where I'm going to pass VB at the moment. Bit of a mystery. I am a lot faster though. This is another zone where I can't seem to get the traction. Compared to the AI, I really struggle to get the rear switched on. And you know, it's pretty much the 2 main traction zones around here, and I can't seem to do well in either of them. So overtaking is going to be very difficult. Right here, I can't even see to back. Oh god, that was close. Did I get wind damage? No, I didn't. That's what I mean though. I tried to push into there to get close through here, but the minute I pick up speed I just can't see that because of the spray. So this is a real challenge. I'm a little bit closer through here this time. I wonder if I can give Bottas some trouble through Raskas. Getting the cut back. Not quite able to get close enough though through there. That's going to be where it's going to happen though. It's going to be somewhere around Raskas in the final corner for sure. Everywhere else is going to be very difficult. I'm a little bit closer this time through the tunnel. I'm actually great on the brakes into there, but I just still can't get close enough. Oh, that's close. Ah, Bottas turns in on me there. I just had my nose on the inside, but not really enough Bottas fully turns in on me. Oh, that's close. Almost ran into the back of Valtteri there. I am partly tempted for this hairpin dive, but whenever you go up the inside, there's just not enough lock on the car to make it work. So I'm going to ramp Bottas into the wall and potentially give myself wing damage. So it's not a move I really want to make, even though it's right there on the table for me to like actually go for it. Again, for here though, struggling for traction. Rear tyres already starting to go. I'm pretty close this time. Could I go for this? Oh, not quite. I tried to outbrake him. Just wasn't going to happen. Screw it. We're going for it. Down the inside into the hairpin. I think we've got it. Just about. Valtteri's still there. Yes, we've got it. Come on. Didn't think that move was possible. I really didn't. Literally, I thought I moved without cutting the inside corner because we have got strict corner cutting limits on. I thought that overtake was impossible, but we've done it. We sent it. And now we've got a bit of breathing space. So it's a Williams 2-3 in Monaco. Russell's next up. Gasly isn't that far away, so we can definitely win this race as we're approaching the pit stop phase. I think I'm going to pit now.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Try and go for an undercut. George doesn't pit, no one else pits, so we're going to go ahead and pit. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to pray that we get some clear track. I'm, hoping for the Williams gods it works. So yeah. Let's see, here we go into the pit lane. Quick stop please, boys. Lovely. Alright, 2.6. Bit of clear track right here where we are. Let's hope we can keep it. Away we go. Yes. Lovely. Nice bit of clear track. I'm pretty sure that AI will pit. I'll be surprised if they no-stop it. But look at this. Lovely bit of clear track. This is it now. We've got to push. This is not just to undercut our teammate. This is to undercut Pierre Gasly as well. Okay, this is great pace straight away here. A couple of purple sectors. I'm also not pushing like crazy. I'm trying to save my rear tyres for later on. Looks like the rain is slowing down a little bit though. It's not as intense as it once was. Bit of a dry line starting to appear. Got a few cars in the pit lane this lap, but not everyone. And crucially, not our rivals, I believe. More cars are going to pit, which is going to give us more free track. Meanwhile, we're 1.5 up on the Delta, so this is going to be a new personal best and a new fastest lap. A 21.3. It's great pace. Up to P6. I'm expecting everybody else in this lap, so this is one last lap we've got now to push and give it everything. There we go, George pits.
George is going in for his stop.
Gasly in there as well. We've definitely done enough to get George. The question is, have we done enough to get Pierre Gasly? It's going to be really close, I think. But I think we may have done enough. We're about to find out. Yes, we have. There's Pierre Gasly from the pit exit right now. We've done it. Undercut success. Straight on with the P1 with a couple of fastest laps. And look at that. It wasn't even close. Gasly's only rejoining the track now. We managed to get 4 seconds ahead of him. Wow, what an undercut. So powerful. And now we've got both cars on the podium. I'm going to be picking up maximum points and a fastest lap here today. Lovely stuff. Perfect strategy call. Oh, exceeding track limits there. Cut the hairpin a bit too much. I literally couldn't even see a thing, so I'll take the game's word for it. Gotta be careful with those. That's the first warning. We're going to set a new improved personal best and fastest lap into the high 20s now. Car feels great. Loving life right now. Our front tyre wear is so much better this time around. Much better with the rear tyre management. And we're chilling now, 9.2 clear from Pierre Gasly. Another personal best and an improved fastest lap into the 5s. Car just gets better and better as the fuel load burns off. I'm getting more and more comfortable. And I'm enjoying myself, I really am. Bit of lap traffic now in the form of Matsushita. Let's see if he obliges and moves out of the way. Only a few more laps to go now. We've done such a good job, I don't want to throw it away now with a lap car getting in our way. But there we go, he gets out of the way nicely. Bit more lap traffic this time in the form of Romain Grosjean in the Alpha. Hopefully he moves out of the way right now through this right-hander. Just moves to one side. Maybe not. Come on, Romain. Please move, sunshine. Do not get in my way. He'll get out of the way here though. Once I get through the chicane. There we go. Thank you very much, Romain. Appreciate it, buddy. Well, this is a bit of a surprise. We're catching up to Lando Norris, and I believe ahead of him, it's the Ferrari of Max Verstappen. So Verstappen P17, Lando P18. I don't think anyone would have had that in their predictions before the start of this weekend. And they're stuck behind the Haas of, I believe, Kevin Magnussen. So what a miserable weekend. Even for the McLaren, I'm running their special livery this weekend. And it hasn't really brought them the same luck as real life, put it that way. Right, blue flags. Let's see if they move out of the way. It's going to be Lando first, then it's going to be Max in the Ferrari. This is massive for the championship. Max is one of the contenders, I believe, so this could change things for him. There we go, we get past Lando in the Maka. Max still not getting out of the way. He should be there any moment. Probably once we get past this section, similar to Lando last lap, he will get out of the way heading into the tunnel, I think. So let's just stay nice and close to kind of trigger that warning for the AI, so they know. That should do the trick. Max moves to one side, thank you very much. Let's see if Magnussen moves out of the way. And hopefully Giovinazzi won't take much longer. Although to be fair, I don't know if we'll catch Giovinazzi. Last lap of the race though, here we go. Let's bring it home. Blue flags waving for Giovinazzi, who will move out of the way into the tunnel again. And just like that now, we've passed all the lap cars. It's the last lap of the race. Let's just enjoy it together. We've done so well though with the realistic spray mod. It's definitely been a bit of a challenge, but the undercut worked out beautifully. In hindsight, I wouldn't have minded going longer for the overcut to keep it realistic. Russell would have had first choice on the pit stops in real life, but it's a game. I'm the number one driver. I'm the defending champion, so I call the shots around here. But here we go through the swimming pool complex into La Rascasse for the final time. What a weekend, and the car has been fantastic to drive. And we're going to extend our championship lead, taking another win, a second one in 3 races as we win the Monaco Grand Prix. Get in there, yes!
Brilliant stuff from Williams today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
It looks like it's time once again to hand out the silverware as these successful drivers make their way to the podium. It was a gritty performance today by Williams, and they've got the race win to prove it.
Well, there we go. What a great day in the office, and it's both Williams cars on the podium. Russell P3 here today after his great qualifying yesterday, and a 1-3 finish is massive for us in the Constructors' Championship. We also got the fastest lap, so almost maximum points here today. Pierre Gasly P2 for Red Bull ahead of Ricciardo, who gets P4 for Alpine. Bottas P5 in the first of the Mercedes ahead of Albon, Leclerc, Ocon, Stroll and Sainz. And then missing out the points is Kvyat, Lewis Hamilton out of the points, that's massive. De Vries, Perez, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Lando, Max Verstappen, Romain Grosjean and Nobuharu Matsushita. Not a single retirement here today as we look at the driver standings, and we are 34 points clear ahead of Lewis Hamilton. George Russell moves up to 8th with that podium, so both cars in the top 8, and in the Constructors we are 16 points clear at the top of the table, so it's a great day to be a Williams fan. But anyway guys, that is it for the video. We're now going to move into the upgrades.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
Well, I think, we work hard as a team and we work well together. Cars being great, and the team, drivers, everyone in the team deserves credit for all of that.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
Well, I don't think they went going too badly overall. I thought last weekend was pretty decent as well. No big issues all round, and I just think we've been working hard on multiple areas, especially reliability recently as well.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Well, as you can see, in terms of the driver rivalry, Hamilton, not having his best day at the office here today, and we managed to get some points back on him, which is great. So that's going to bring things nice and close together. And we then look, of course, at the driver acclaim, and a bit of a standard boost, really, from another race win. So no big changes there. And realistically, driver acclaim now doesn't really mean much to us. Well, here we are then, back in the office. We have 1,500 points to spend, and we've got quite a break until the Canadian Grand Prix on the 11th. So we're going to go ahead and invest in some upgrades. Looking at the possible options, I am tempted to actually hold off on the upgrades for right now and try and see if we can get one of these ultimate ones for the chassis. So we're going to go ahead and actually skip ahead on the calendar, and I think we're going to go all the way to the 8th. I don't think we're going to have enough points on the 1st. So I reckon now we should have enough. Now it's the 8th. So looking at the options we have available, yeah, we've just about got enough points. So we've got a weight redistribution upgrade, which will take us above Mercedes in the chassis department, or a weight reduction. This one seems slightly more effective, so I'm going to go ahead and get that on the car. That will arrive before the Austrian Grand Prix, so fingers crossed that upgrade does go ahead and work for us. But we can now move into the next race at Canada, and yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes on this one. Subscribe for more daily F1 content, guys. F1 2021 is just around the corner. As always, a big shout out to the members of the channel for supporting the content, and finally, if you haven't done so already, check out the 2 videos on your screen. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you next time. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.